Hey guys, tomorrow is the day we've all been waiting for so long. Tomorrow on June the 3rd, a new cards balance patch will arrive, and in this video I will show you what cards will change. So let's not waste time and jump into it. Okay guys, here we go, starting with the blockade from the Britons. It earlier has deal 1 damage to any target and double the cost of a random card in enemy hand. And it now gets, it stays at deal 1 damage, but now each card in your opponent's hand costs 1 more, making it a little bit more consistent. This might be especially strong with resistance decks, because now you also increase the cost of all resistance cards. Together with Blackwatch, this might be a very annoying card and might see more play than the old variant that normally just got out 1 card from your opponent, making it, if it was above 6 and your opponent did not play a ramp deck, making it unplayable for him. I like that change. It might see more play now, Blockade. Then we have the highly needed nerf for Gebirgsjäger. Gebirgsjäger alone, even if it was a 2-drop with 3/3 stats, it would have been a great card. But not being able to target it with orders, what was really made this card OP. And it now gets 1 less health. It's now a 3 attack, 2 health unit. What might lead to that this unit can be very more easily be killed. If I would have the chance to nerf that card, I would made the exact same thing, and I also mentioned it in some streams that at 3/3 it was just too OP, and 3/2 might be an okay nerf for this and still make this card playable. It's still good. At 2k, 3/2 is still good, and you cannot target it with orders, so your opponent has to spend artillery attacks or sacrifice units into this. It's still a good card. Then we have a nerf for Katyusha. Nerf or buff, you can see it as you want, but I think it's a nerf, giving it 1 operation cost, but increasing its health by 1. So you will earliest be able to play it on turn 3 if you want to use the Blitz ability. Katyusha was in almost every deck in the meta, in every Soviet deck, and even if you have Soviet allies, Katyusha was too strong to not put it in. And with this, it might be a little bit more of, you have to still think now if you put it in or not, because it's not that strong with the 1 operation cost any longer. I like that. Katyusha was an auto pick, but now you have to think if you put it in with the 1 operation cost. Another Russian card is Man of Steel. Man of Steel is getting buffed. It earlier has your units have +1 heavy armor this turn, and now it gives permanent heavy armor, what is pretty sick. I think Man of Steel will see some play. You can also play it in token decks, giving your tokens +1 heavy armor, what is pretty insane. Your tokens are then still can still be killed by AoE, like Tora, but will be a little bit more resistant against maybe Katyusha or something like that. But imagine this on even some big tanks, giving them +1 more heavy armor. Wow. I really want to try this card out. It looks for 1k pretty OP to me. But yeah, we will find out tomorrow. I really want to try this. Then we have Sukhov. Sukhov is getting nerfed. Sukhov made that you draw a card and it costs 3 less. And now you still draw it, but it only costs 3 less for this turn. So it's not no longer that you play it on turn 1 draw Naval Brigade, and then it just stays at 3 for the rest of the game. Now you have to play it on the turn you drew it to get the -3 cost. Yeah, what is a pretty big nerf, but at the original state it was just too strong. Now it's still strong because you draw 1 card for 1k, and if you, for example, on turn 1 draw Cuban Cossacks, you can still deploy them. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more balanced now. Early stages is what it was in an early pick, and you could snowball so high with this. When drawing a good 3-drop with this on turn 1, and then or Naval Brigade, and then yeah, having it 3k Naval Brigade is just too broken. I like the nerf. Then we have Overwhelming Force also getting buffed, because it now no longer just removes Guard, Smokescreen, Fury, and Ambush, but now it also removes Destruction. So something like a Corsair will now, when getting targeted by Overwhelming Force, no longer destroy a random unit. So this is the first order that now can remove destruction effects, what is pretty nice, and gives US a good boost here. I like that. That's a good addition. Let's see if it sees some play. This card is pretty good now. Yeah, the other ones are just a good. Okay, Guard is also good to remove, but Smokescreen, Fury, Ambush maybe, yeah, you could argue with that. But now with Destruction, it is a good to put in at least one, I guess, into your deck. Then we have the B25 Mitchell. It was earlier that it deals 3 damage to a random enemy, so it could also target the enemy HQ. But now it only deals 3 random damage to enemy units, what is a big buff for me. It depends. In the original version, it could also deal them if you. It was like an air blitz possibility to hit the enemy HQ. That is now no longer possible. But now you can be a little bit more sure what to target, because even if the opponent just had 1 unit on board, and then it always was just a 50-50 to hit that unit there and not the HQ, what is often more what you want to do. So for me, this is a buff to this unit. Let's see if it sees some more play. Yeah, then we have the highly needed nerf for the 34th Infantry Regiment, reducing the health to 2. Yeah, 34th was in every deck, and almost every deck in the meta. 2 attack, 3 health, 1 deploy cost, and 0 operation cost. That discard from your top deck was not even a downside on this card, because you very often kill your opponent before you run through your 39 cards, and yeah, that was highly needed, and that is the buff I would also have done, because now it can be killed by a Woken Giant, and then you get the 1 credit for 1 credit trade there. Because there are, besides Careless Talk and 1 or 2 other options, there was no way to kill this 1k unit also with 1k. So your opponent always has to do minus trades to kill this, and now you have way more possibilities to get an equal trade on that. That was this and Gebirgsjäger was for me the most important nerfs, and they did it. Then also a very strong card in the last season's meta, Empire of the Sun, was also played together with 34th in a lot of Japan main or ally decks, increasing the operation cost from 9 to 10. Yeah, not much to say. Empire of the Sun is such a strong comeback card. Even if you're out of cards, your opponent has a big unit up and think he wins, and then you just drop Empire of the Sun, for example, on an 8/8. and then his unit dies and you come back with 8 cards in hand. Now you just have 2 credits left after doing that, instead of 3 on turn 12, for example. Let's see, I think it's still a strong card. We will see how it develops. Then we have Kamikaze. That is the order you get from the last rites. You get 8 of them to your deck. And now they increase the operation cost from 0 to 1 to play this order. I'm not sure how problematic Kamikaze was in the meta. I did not lose a single game against this in ages. But now this card might be almost dead, I guess. Not sure how good this is now. So you need to play last rites and then have 8 or 1k orders in your deck. So this is 8 credits then to play all of them. I'm not sure. I think it's no longer a good card. Then we have a buff for the char B1 bis, decreasing the deployment cost from 7 to 6. Yeah. This is the problem with this card, is the 4 health, because it's in range of so many orders, like Tactical Strike. Yeah, but it's out of range for a Ranger, I'm not sure, but that 7k for 4/4 with 2 heavy armor, yeah, it was too little for 7k, I guess, so nobody played it. And even with France you play resistance and no tanks, so you want to have as much as possible resistance cards in your deck, and there was no space for a 7k that provides almost no value for you. Yeah, but I also think for 6k will not see a lot of more play. But maybe I'll be surprised. And then we have the final buff, I guess. Yeah, not sure if buff or nerf. Eastern Front Bound was earlier target-friendly Alpine unit, gets +1/+1. And add a copy of it to your hand. And now it gets decreased from 4 to 3k. And it still gives you Alpine units. Oh wow, this is a big buff then. It gives all your Alpine units +1/+1. Not just one unit. And you draw an Alpine unit from your deck. Okay, interesting. Yeah, maybe with this Alpine gets a little bit better, since you can now target with this, give you all your units +1/+1. Pretty interesting. Pretty excited for this. Maybe I'll try an Alpine deck with that. Might be good. But yeah, all in all, I'm not a big fan of Alpine, since it's not having a lot of late game and mid game units, just the early ones. And now even Gebirgsjäger getting nerfed. Gebirgsjäger was the best Alpine unit, sadly, since it was a German card and not an Italian card. Yeah. Okay guys, that's it for the changes. I hope you like them as much as I do. Some pretty problematic cards in the meta of the last season were changed, and now there's room for a lot of new decks. I'm pretty excited to try new decks now, especially with the US order and the Soviet, what was it? The Man of Steel. This also looks very interesting. Okay guys, if you enjoyed the video, let me know with the thumbs up in the comment section. If you don't want to miss future videos and balance change videos from me, don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.